So first then, just having a sense of taking your seat, as it were. Like a mountain, having that solid base through your hips, through your legs. It's going to be your support through the practice. Nice and rooted. And then your head, like the lofty peak of a mountain, just tall but relaxed. Just perfectly balanced on the spine of this mountain. So you have that peak rising up towards the clouds, and you have that base solid. Not just being supported by the floor beneath you, by the earth beneath us, but as an extension of the earth. And this posture, this uprightness, can encourage a sense of dignity and resolve too, to just be with the practice. Let's really picture this mountain. Inside your mind's eye, seeing the outline, the shape, the magnificence of this mountain. Its base rooted down in the rock, its peak extending upwards. Sides of the mountain sloping away as your shoulders and your arms slope down to the sides. It's solid. It's unmoving. As we sit here, perhaps you can feel this essence of rootedness. Perhaps you can share the sense of stillness here in the mountain. You feel that uplift, the rootedness and the uplift of the peak. How it's solid, how the mountain is complete in itself. It's unwavering. And you can notice how the mountain sits through changes. As the sun rises in the morning and it tracks across the sky, you can notice how colours and lighting change on the slopes of the mountain. How shadows extend in the morning and then shorten at midday, and then extend again towards the evening. How through the cycle of a day, one part of the mountain is in light and the other in dark. And how that changes as the sun tracks overhead. You'll notice how the mountain appears different at night as the moon comes out. Perhaps as the mountain sits beneath a field of stars. And the silver glow of the moon illuminates the silhouette of the mountain, the tops of trees. Although the outside, the contours, the shapes and colours seem to change, the mountain itself is unmoved. It's still the mountain. The mountain still sits. See how the mountain changes through seasons. In winter, covered in snow. Details lost. The mountain itself is not visible, just its outline beneath the snow, and yet it's still there, it still sits. And in spring, when snows melt and rivers run, and new buds form, and new life arises. When summer comes and the sun is high and now there's more visitors to the mountain, more greenery, more life. And in autumn, when leaves turn to orange and brown, when the winds pick up, when weather changes. Notice all these external changes, and yet the mountain is always itself. The mountain sits. And seeing how the mountain weathers all weather. Whether the day is bright and sunny and inviting, or whether there's rain, whether there's snow. Days when you can hardly see the mountain because of the low clouds, and yet the mountain's there, hidden, still itself, still it sits. Through howling rain, through storms, through sleet, and through sunshine. On the outside, constantly changing, but the mountain on the inside is still itself. In the same way, we sit through the weather of our lives. We feel our base, our root, as we sit. Our head, the lofty peak, sits tall, poised. And no matter our internal conditions, our internal weather, be it sunny or cloudy inside, be it quiet and still or blustery with thoughts and emotions, we still sit. We sit and observe all these changes, all these temporary conditions. And the thoughts that arise, as they often will, like birds or clouds in the sky. We observe them, they come and they go. Even the clouds that completely obscure the mountain. But still we sit, and all these things pass like seasons, like weather. In the same way as the mountain, we too can embody this unwavering stillness. In face of life's changes, in our own periods of dark and light, we simply endure, we sit. Appearances may change, but inside we are still. Thoughts and moods may batter the sides of the mountain, which are not to be ignored or denied, but noticed. And still we sit as everything passes. And this feeling of sitting as a mountain, this simple contact with the floor, this dignified posture with the head relaxed but held high, is a reminder that we too can sit and observe both the external weather of our lives and the internal weather, noticing that all weather changes, all weather comes and goes. That we can observe, that we can learn, we can notice. And yet, like the mountain, we are still ourselves through it all.